Welcome back to the studio, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we're going to be reacting to a new behind the scenes video that has been dropped on the Chosen YouTube channel. It's called Watch Us Film Season 4. Now, there hasn't been a whole lot shown to us from the set of Season 4, so this is kind of the big reveal montage video. So I think there's a lot in this, so we'll react to it, but we'll watch through it, enjoy it, and we'll discuss it afterwards, so stick around. Here we go.
Action!
Throw me like a stone in the water, watch the mud rise up.
Nice.
Dress me like a lamb for the slaughter, pour me in your cup. Should've known we'd bring trouble, and trouble gonna find you here. Trouble.
That's
I was one way when you found me.
Wow.
Panic, but it's still a controlled panic.
And the only thing
I love all this equipment they're
was the
showing.
stranger in between. And you can say your eyes are open. You might think your hands are clean.
Oh, that's cool. Look at those.
Yeah,
That's
The wind
nice.
blows in, dirt kicks up in ways you've never seen.
That's a cool look into that right there.
Yeah, trouble.
Camera set. Cut. And action.
I
think that's John the Baptist.
Kiss me bye. Should've known we'd bring trouble. Trouble gonna find you here.
Atticus, tell me about Jesus.
Was one way when you found me. I was not
Green
the one
screen.
you see.
Little bit.
And the only thing that happened was this stranger in between.
The gates of hell shall not prevail against
You might think your hands are clean till the wind blows
Pretty
in,
can
the dirt
act.
kicks up in ways you've never seen. Yeah, trouble.
That's interesting.
Man.
Bad is good. I said trouble ain't bad if the bad is good.
justice, mercy, and faithfulness.
Trouble if you understood.
Blind guides. Action.
There's an undercurrent of tension.
That was cool.
I will not lose my job or future because I hastily promoted some Germanic tax collector escort.
And you can say your eyes are open. You might think your hands are clean till the wind blows in, dirt kicks up in ways you've never seen. Yeah, trouble. Yeah, trouble. Trouble ain't bad, bad is good. I said trouble ain't bad if the bad is good. Oh yeah, you make a little trouble if you understood.
Wow.
No, trouble ain't bad if the bad is good. I was one way when you found me. I'm not the one you see.
Action! Action!
Yeah. Nice. Look at that. Look at this guy.
Yeah, trouble. Trouble gonna find me here. Trouble.
Wow. Oh, heck yeah. Look at this. That must be a temple.
It's a wrap on season 4.
Wow. That's cool.
Heck yeah. There's a lot they showed to us, and very
Yeah.
quickly,
But
very
quick.
quickly.
there was nothing I saw specifically that like I could say, "Oh, that's this," you
Well,
know?
hold on,
Mhm.
hold on, hold on.
Well, I
I
would
I
say,
point out a few things, I think.
Okay,
yeah, I would
what were you
say,
saying?
it looks like he's raring up to do the portion at the temple.
Yeah, yeah,
You
it
Yeah.
know,
looked
where
like
he braids a whip, he starts kicking people out and flipping tables, you
Yeah.
know, and he says that, you know, the temple will be torn down in 3 days and
Yeah,
I will return, a new temple will be built. I
and
think that's going to be a big scene.
I think Jonathan, in the live stream alluded to that scene specifically um, because, Dallas said Jesus is showing or Jonathan has to portray a whole new range of emotions for Jesus in this particular season, and Jonathan was like, "Oh, yeah, that's an understatement." You know what I mean?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
So
this will be a big moment of, you know, showing anger and how do you
mhm.
portray anger on Jesus
Yeah.
because it's supposed to be righteous anger.
Right,
How do
right.
you know, humanity, we do anger. Sin
Mhm.
comes with anger
Mhm.
almost
Yeah,
always. We almost never do anything angry that's not sinful as well.
right, right.
Jesus is going to be displaying levels of anger that it's table flipping, it's running people out,
Mhm,
it's you
He's
know.
done a really good job though portraying Jesus up to this point of just
Mhm,
the subtle things that maybe I wouldn't say it would directly say in the Bible, but just if it it brings a human nature to Jesus, but yet a
mhm,
not a human nature in a sense because of the
mhm.
character he's playing, like
Right.
the scene with Mary when he was having dinner with his mom, the
Oh, yeah.
mother, and he asked about his brothers, and they're like they're not going to come to dinner, and it
Yeah.
felt
That was heavy,
it was
that scene.
a good scene, and I trust
yeah.
they're going to do it very well.
Well, it's important to be able to, you know, you're playing Jesus, so that's scary, but you know, you have to be able to portray, well, he is just a guy.
Mhm.
Mhm,
You know, he's a person, he's a human being, but you
mhm,
also have to be able to portray the almost etherealness
mhm.
to his
Mhm.
nature.
Ethereal, uh, presence.
Presence, yeah, the
Yeah,
presence, and he's doing a
because he is
good
the
job.
presence of God, he is.
Yeah, he's doing a good job of playing the character. It's going to be
I think it has a
interesting to
lot
see.
to
What got me, what I was interested in is that set, the big set with the big pillars and
Yeah,
all of the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
stairs.
yeah.
I
They
mean, this is looking better than like, you know, sci-fi TV. You
Oh,
know,
Yeah.
100%. This is Game of Thrones level
yeah,
sets.
A
this
little
is
bit of
big.
green screen thrown in there, you could see in
That's
But
some
they've
good.
been doing
scenes.
that the whole
That's
time,
good.
Joshua. They've been doing you
No,
remember
yeah, I'm
seeing
just
that?
saying, yeah.
A little bit
Um
is good. I want to see a little bit. I want to see a little bit of green screen thrown in with the real practical stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like it makes a production feel fleshed out. I mean,
Yes.
they're doing so much with makeup, with props, with real people, with big
Mhm.
sets, with actual landscapes and lighting. Yeah, some visual effects is good.
Now, there was one scene where all of the disciples are running into the water looking
Hmm.
afraid, and they're looking back and kind of inquisitively, but also with nervous energy.
Mhm.
I'm predicting that's gonna be they get across the water where season 3 ended,
Hmm.
and the demon-possessed man is over there.
Yeah.
And all the
Okay.
disciples
Yeah.
flee, like, away because this guy has a reputation of literally attacking people who come near him, and they're,
Mm.
like, running away to get in the water, running away from this dangerous guy, and Jesus stands his ground, and as they're running away, they're turning around and looking and seeing that Jesus isn't moving, right? That's what
Yeah.
I think is
Yeah,
gonna
I could
happen
see
over there.
that. Yeah, that sounds
But there's a whole lot we can just predict on what part of the story, whether it's biblical or just non non non-biblical, I guess you would refer to it as, just added to the story, and you get confused as to which is which,
It
and
would
just
be funny though if the disciples run into the water and then Jesus sends the demons into the pigs and then the pigs run into the water and the disciples run out of the
right,
water.
Mhm.
right,
It would it
right.
would
That'd
be
be
it
cool.
would be almost it not it, you don't want to make it comical,
Mhm.
but it would add some like liveliness to the scene
Yeah,
of
Yeah.
them trying to get out of the water that the pigs are running into.
Definitely. That would be a really interesting take, and they're kind of known for interesting takes,
Mhm.
adding the walking on the water mixed with the narrative of Simon
Mm.
not being able to trust God or through anger towards Jesus, right?
Yeah.
And then they use that moment where he sinks and then is has his almost his faith and his trust restored in Jesus again. And they
Mhm.
kind of brought this storyline that's not really recorded specifically in the Bible into something that's more surface level recorded and kind of deepened it in a way. So it's like
Mm.
adding layers to the story that's fictionalized but
But
effective.
absolutely something that could happen.
Absolutely, and it doesn't contradict the Bible in any way,
Mhm.
right? That events that are recorded. So, is there anything else that stood out to you? I there was like that one set that looked like it was all of like that khaki sand color.
Mm.
You know what I mean? That was almost in the earth. Did you see that? It did a really quick sky view sweep by
Oh yeah,
on the drone. That looked like a really awesome set.
Probably the sheer amount of prop work that they're doing.
Hmm.
I mean, we know that like the dancer lady is kind of just going to be, she's going to be dancing probably, probably front and center for a second and then background for a while.
Hmm.
I mean, we're doing that, people setting up candles, people, herding sheep, people, and everybody's wearing the appropriate garb.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work and effort that they are putting on display. And
Right.
I mean, the
Mhm.
props department is doing a really good job.
Props to the props department.
Props to
yeah,
props
Right.
and
Right.
also props to that craft services.
and craft
Right,
services
craft
always.
services.
Yeah.
They seem to be highlighting craft services,
Hmm.
often in their behind the scenes. But yeah, another interesting narrative I'm really looking forward to seeing the turn is the Shmuel character. Shmuel, the
The Roman.
Pharisee? No,
Shmi.
the
Or,
Pharisee
oh, okay.
Oh.
who approached Jesus right before the walking on water after the feeding of the 5,000 sermon,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And everyone's leaving and he's just showing up and Jesus just invites him to come pray.
Hmm.
Mm,
And then that's the last we saw of it, and you could
yeah,
really see like this inquisitive almost change in Shmuel's uh, demeanor, I guess.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to see how that character plays out, hopefully in the first episode, because that was a big cliffhanger for me.
Hmm.
It too. The character I thought you were talking about, the Roman soldier character. That small
Mhm.
scene they showed us of those characters
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah,
interacting.
intense.
yeah.
Um, I think that's going to give a lot of character development this season to his character, because we've predicted how we think his character is going to end up and what direction they're taking that character, even though
Hmm.
he's not really, I would say, a specific character in the Bible that's mentioned a lot. Um, that I'm curious how they're going to do that this season, but they showed us a tiny bit there, just a small scene
Yeah.
from it.
I think I'm predicting, you're talking about Gaius, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
Hmm.
predicting it's going to be either Gaius as a character who is going to end up being the Roman at the foot of the cross who gets saved,
Hmm.
or it's going to be the other Roman that was kind of introduced recently, Atticus, who is kind of following around Jesus, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be one of them who ends up getting or becoming a believer at the foot of the cross, basically.
Yeah.
And it's possible both will be involved in the crucifixion.
Probable, I
I
would
mean,
say.
definitely one of them is
Mhm.
involved heavily.
Right,
It's probable that both will be involved
right,
Yeah.
right.
It's going to be a power
because you don't,
season.
people don't think about like the guards that are there, the Roman guards that are posted. They're the ones that everybody sees every day. So they're
Mhm.
always the same guards pretty
Right.
much. And so the ones that we know are the ones that are going to be involved.
Yeah, yeah, and I think it's been crafted in such a way on purpose.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, that's all my thoughts, I guess.
Mhm.
we'd have to look frame by frame to really give more thoughts.
Yeah.
But let us know in the comments what you think, if
Mhm.
anything stood out to you, or what you're excited about in season 4 of The Chosen. Thank you
Mhm.
so much for watching. Like this video, subscribe to the channel to see more reactions, breakdowns, and the such about movies and everything, and more content on The Chosen from us.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.